On July 30th, 2003, the largest permanent mass layoff in North Carolina's history hit a single small town. In one day, over 4,300 textile workers lost their jobs as the machines at Pillowtex stopped for good. The company filed for bankruptcy without giving the legally required warning notice, leaving state officials scrambling and the local community in an immediate state of shock. The sudden collapse hit exceptionally hard because Kannapolis operated as a classic company town, built around the Cannon Mills complex, at the turn of the century where daily rhythms were dictated entirely by the factory whistle. The mill provided the paychecks, but it also owned the houses the workers rented, operated the water treatment plant, and ran the high-pressure fire system. When a town is designed from the ground up as a single-purpose organism, it lacks the civic infrastructure to survive when its central organ fails. Within a week, local agencies set up a community service center inside a nearby church to triage the massive influx of unemployed residents. This chart tracks Cabarrus County's unemployment rate, shooting from a manageable 5.3% up to 10.9% by August. Looking at the baseline capacity on that same chart, the sudden surge in need shattered the local safety net. While emergency funding kept food on tables, the physical reality of the closure remained. A 6 million square foot, abandoned industrial complex, roughly the size of the Pentagon, sitting dead in the center of town. Triage efforts stabilized the immediate human crisis, but local leaders were staring down an impossible geographic and economic void that standard redevelopment plans couldn't fix. A lifeline came from David H. Murdoch, a billionaire investor and the former owner of the mill in the 1980s. He purchased the defunct factory site and about 50 acres of the surrounding downtown. Officials quickly realized that incrementally repurposing a textile plant of that magnitude was financially and structurally impossible. Appraisals for adapting even small sections of it were astronomical, so they made a radical decision. They initiated a total demolition of the historic mill, physically wiping the town's defining structure off the map. For the thousands of residents who spent their lives inside those walls, watching the demolition was traumatic, but civic leaders viewed the cleared land as a necessary blank canvas. Transitioning away from a century-old industrial economy sometimes requires tearing down the very landmarks that defined it. Murdoch and the state of North Carolina pivoted hard, announcing plans to build the North Carolina Research Campus directly on top of the old mill site. The project operated as a massive public-private partnership, combining Murdoch's personal wealth with state funding to bring researchers from 8 different universities to a single location. This diagram outlines their specific scientific focus. Researchers aimed to merge agricultural nutrition, studying the health benefits of crops like fruits and vegetables, with human genomic biobanking to develop personalized medicine. Kannapolis attempted to leapfrog the rest of the 20th century, forcing an abrupt evolution from blue-collar manufacturing directly into high-level white-collar science. The town replaced the paternalistic physical labor of the textile era with the production of intellectual property, staking its future entirely on the knowledge economy. A new billion-dollar campus didn't immediately fix the local economy. A sharp contrast emerged between the pristine, Romanesque laboratories and the surrounding population. Officials ran into severe friction trying to integrate the local workforce. You cannot take a 50-year-old loom operator and instantly retrain them to sequence DNA in a biotech lab. Because former mill workers lacked the specialized skills required for these new research positions, many were forced into precarious, part-time service roles just to get by. One of the few ways thousands of laid-off residents could actually participate in this new economy was by donating their blood and medical histories for the research campus's clinical trials. Upgrading a town's physical real estate does not automatically upgrade its workforce. Instead, it creates 2 parallel socioeconomic realities occupying the exact same geography. For years, the campus struggled to attract talent. The 2008 financial crisis gutted state funding, and recruited scientists complained that Kannapolis still felt like a ghost town. Here is a chart detailing what kept the project alive. It required massive, sustained financial endurance, including over $500 million of Murdoch's personal wealth, paired with an ongoing $29 million annual commitment from the state legislature. The trajectory seen here now mirrors what's happening in Canton, North Carolina, where a century-old paper mill recently closed its doors, leaving another community searching for a way forward. Surviving a collapse like this required immediate interagency triage, the physical erasure of the town's industrial history, and securing a level of long-term investment that most small towns never see. Civic rebirth after an industrial collapse is never a quick fix. It is a deeply uncomfortable, generation-long transition that proves survival is possible, but always comes at a heavy cost.